You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some Brian balls.
What's going on, NASCAR Diecast collectors and Diecast viewers on YouTube? This is Original Baby Bri here, and welcome back to another new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, hosted by Baby Bri, the Flair Jr. As always, guys, I'm bringing y'all your bi-weekly NASCAR Diecast news each and every other week until the very end of the 2018 NASCAR Diecast season. And this is going to be a pretty hardcore episode, guys. We got all of your favorites to talk about. We got 17 newly released diecast for the 1/64 scale from our good friends at Plan B Sales. 3 new exclusive 124s to be talking about as well. A lot of race win pre-orders, guys, including probably some truck diecast as well. And we got even 6 new cancellations to be talking about as well. And we also do got the official reveal and review for NASCAR Authentics 2018 Wave 6. Possibly some early releases as well. And possibly the return of 1/64 truck diecast. Well, we got all this information and more as a NASCAR Diecast News. So it's right now. Well, before we do that, guys, let's go ahead and kick off to the slideshow. Alright, everybody, welcome to the NASCAR Diecast News. Let's get this show on the road, and we're going to get things started with the newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales. And we're going to kick the right things off to the 1/64s, guys. This is a big shipment that they just got, and we got 17 cars to be talking about. We'll be talking about them very, very briefly because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So in numerical order, let's get it started. First up, we got Chase Elliott's number 9 Mountain Dew Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, also known as probably the one Chase Elliott card that is not screwed up from the sparkle metallic finish, guys. So finally, after 3 failed attempts, we finally got a Chase Elliott car that looks accurate. This car absolutely looks amazing. They definitely did a brilliant job with the design of this. With how this paint scheme turned out. A lot of people were very skeptical, especially with me, because, you know, the last 2 results that we had with, besides the Sun Energy 1 car, other than that, most of the Chase Elliott diecasts for this year, especially for the 164s, have been disappointing. But this one, of course, is a favorite when it comes when he first drove this car at the Daytona Clash. So, of course, this is going to be a really big favorite for any Chase Elliott fan, especially if you're a big fan of Mountain Dew. Really nice looking, simple design. I mean, not as complicated like last year's, but really, really nice. I do like this one a lot. Next up, we got Chase Elliott's number 9 Napa test car that he ran at the Texas test race. So, yeah, you know, it's a test car, so it's very simple. However, though, I feel like it could be a rare item in the very near future, so probably would recommend getting this car, even though there's not really much going on because it is a test car. But pretty cool that we got the return of test car diecast. We haven't had some since, I believe, 2014, so glad that's making a return, so good job for that. Next up, we got Ty Dillon's number 13 Geico Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, a newly redesigned Geico scheme that we got. It's a lot more simpler, but really does go nice. I mean, I do like the half paint scheme that we got. You know, half the car's white and then the other half is this blue and green. Very simple, and I'm glad we have a nice little change for Ty Dillon. Probably recommend this car over the Twisted Tea car, that's for certain. Next, we got Ricky Styles Jr.'s number 17 Fastenal Ford Fusion. Another new paint scheme for the Fastenal, for the longtime sponsor for Roush Racing and Ricky Styles Jr. So, a lot more blue in this car, and I gotta admit, looks really nice. The dark blue on this looks pretty cool, and you know, as long as it's blue and white, it's a great Fastenal car. So this one, recommend getting as well. Next up, we got some Kyle Busch diecast. That's a bit of favorite name because he's part of the big 3. We got the Kyle Busch Skittles Sweet Heat car that is now available, and one thing to note about this car, that he ran this only at the Chicagoland playoff race. But if you notice closely, this car does not have any playoff marks on it. I wonder why. Well, I gotta blame the render for that, guys, because they made this car and they pre-ordered this car. They basically produced this car way before in advance that this was going to be at the playoff race. So I don't know. I mean, it should be accurate though, because he only ran this car at that playoff race at Chicagoland. But you know, a very unique car. I mean, I have not tried Skittles Sweet Heat yet. It does sound very interesting, but I'm also a little concerned about that as well. Candy's supposed to be sweet, not hot at the same time. But yeah, really unique sponsor that we got right there for Skittles. Next up, we got the Green Zebra car. That's making a return for this year, guys. We got the Kyle Busch Interstate Batteries car. Yeah, guys, the Green Zebra car. That's all we gotta say about this car. Yes, he won this car at Texas. It seems like he always likes to win this car at Texas. Last time I checked, there's no Green Zebras in Texas, besides Kyle Busch. Yeah, I mean, cool looking car if you're a fan of Kyle Busch or Green Zebras. Next up, we got the Daniel Suarez number 19 Peak Antifreeze car. Basically, the exact same paint scheme that Matt Kenseth drove last year. Slap a number 19 on that and some Suarez sponsors, and there you go. That is the car we have this year. But I can't complain. The metallic blue on this absolutely looks fantastic. I don't know, guys. I mean, I don't mind that they decided to do this, guys. I know I criticized with Eric Jones and the DeWalt car because it was the exact copy of Matt Kenseth's. But this one, don't really mind at all. Plus, his paint scheme is just, you know, just beautiful. Love the metallic blue on this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of Eric Jones, we got to talk about the number 20 Sports Clips car that he first ran at the ISM race, guys, which that's the next diecast I'm showing you. So Sport Clips has made a return, and unfortunately, yes, they are usually the killer for Eric Jones' awesome mullets. So, yeah, I just find that hilarious that he likes to grow out mullets, and yet he sponsors a haircut place. That's like growing out a beard and he sponsors Gillette. But, yeah, Sport Clips paint scheme hasn't really changed that much. However, though, it does look really nice, and glad to see that we finally got on the 20 car. We haven't had it on a 20 car since I believe I believe NASCAR Authentics made a version of that car, I believe. And also there were some nationwide cars as well. But glad to see this make a return. So really cool. Next up, we got the William Byron number 24 UniFirst Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, which is actually outdated. But he did drove this car at the first Pocono race. And you guys probably wondering why it's outdated. Well, the numbers, just like the Liberty University car, they have changed. Since the white numbers didn't really go too well with a almost white and green body, they decided to change the numbers black, and some people got some mixed feelings about that. I say, you know, I mean, the 24 isn't really too hard to look at compared to the Liberty University car, but I don't know, guys. You guys comment below. Do you like guys like the white numbers or the black letters? Well, black numbers. Wow, letters, numbers. I need to go back somewhere, guys. But yeah, very unique paint scheme. Basically, UniFirst decided to take over for William Byron as they switched over from Casey Kane to him. So really cool. I mean, we just first saw this car at Pocono, and unfortunately, we've never seen this version of this car ever raced because they changed the number colors. So yeah, pretty unfortunate, but still a nice looking car regardless. Next up, we got the Kurt Busch number 41 State Waters Heater Ford Fusion. And yeah, he is actually planning to drive this car at the Richmond race, or he did. So yeah. State Waters Heater car, you know, I really won't say too much about this car. However, though, it is the only, so far, right now, besides the Darn's Throwback car, this is the only Kurt Busch car you can get in the 164, guys. I did talk about this car on the last episode of the NASCAR Diecast News because it was part of the early release, but that's all I gotta say about that car. Next up, we got a lot of Bubba Wallace diecast, guys. You want one? How about two? Maybe three? How about 4 Bubba Wallace diecast? Where do I start? Well, let's start off with the Click and Close test car that he drove at the Las Vegas test race. So, you know, just like Chase Elliott's test car, not really much going on. Very unique. I've noticed that this is a really unique test car. Might be another rare car to find in the not-so-distant future. I like the placement. It's very unique about where the placement of the white 43 is. It's on the rear corner panel, and then you got the Click and Close sponsorship, which is right in the middle of this car, which is, you know, really cool. I know the K&N series used to do something like that because I seen like when Ryan Truex and Harrison Burton, they actually had their full-time cars like that from a couple years ago. So really cool that they incorporated that. Too bad it's a test car, but still really cool. I mean, it's a test car. I mean, it probably doesn't matter where exactly the numbers or the sponsors go, but very unique in my opinion. Next up, we got the Farmer John car that he drove at the Fontana race, and you know, quite a random sponsor. I'm not quite sure what Farmer John is. It's probably some sort of I don't know, agriculture or something like that. I'm just guessing by just I don't know the context of this paint scheme. But yeah, just like the Penske cars, guys, the Richard Petty Motorsports racing cars, well, just this car in particular, same layout design, just very different colors that we got going on. Probably not my favorites, but it doesn't look too bad in my opinion, so might recommend getting it. I really thought this car was getting canceled, but it made it. Next up, we get the STP car, which he is, you know, very notorious for Richard Petty, especially in longtime Richard Petty fans. Beautiful paint scheme. I love the layout of this design. Probably right next to this car and the Click and Coast are probably my 2 favorite 43 diecast. I don't know, maybe that STP paint scheme because just, you know, such an iconic car. And we're gonna have an all blue STP car as well for the Don's Throwback car, if you guys saw on the slideshow. So we got a lot of cool STP cars for this year, so really nice. That paint scheme never gets old. Next up, we got the U.S. Air Force car, basically just like last year's, but just with some different changes, including with the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, which looks mean as hell, so recommend getting that if I can. Next up, we got the some Helmets diecast, and they're both about the same cars, but different drivers. And ironically, probably 2 of the most popular drivers in the Cup Series, currently and retired. We got Chase Elliott's number 88 Helmets card that he drove in the NASCAR Xfinity Series at the Daytona race. So really cool. I mean, really cool that we got the Helmets card back in action for the Gold Series diecast. Really nice. And this one probably going to be another favorite as well. We got the Dale Earnhardt Jr. number 88 Hellman's Chevrolet Camaro for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Now, Dale Jr., yes, he is retired from the Cup Series. However, though, he is planning to run for Junior Motorsports, his team, at the Richmond Fall race coming up. In the Xfinity Series, so that's going to be, so if you guys do want to see Dale Jr. at that race, this would be a cool diecast to commemorate that, guys, because who knows, maybe he might win, because after all, the guy's a two-time Xfinity champion, so what are the odds of him winning this race? Possibly, because that was the last time he got his Xfinity win, so really cool. And last car to be talking about, probably the most disappointing Darlington car that we got. We got the Alex Bowman number 88 Lumar window film. Now, what's really interesting about this car, that he is planning to drive this car at the Darlington race. And you guys know this car is not a throwback. I did talk about this car more often as well when I talked about the Wave 6 leak, because this is going to be on the Wave 7. So, yeah, if you guys want more opinions about that, feel free to look at the last episode. But all I gotta say is that that is a pretty disappointing Darlington throwback. Henry Motorsports in general doesn't really have that good throwbacks for this year, in my opinion. Don't get me started on that Jimmy Johnson Lowe's car. I'll probably have to talk about that on the 200 episode, guys, because I still have a lot of stuff to talk about. But that wraps up on the 164, guys, and we're going to quickly get on to the 124 exclusives. And we got 2 race wins to talk about and an exclusive car as well. So right now we got to talk about Matt Kenseth's number 20 Circle K Phoenix race win, also known as Matt Kenseth's final win with Joe Gibbs Racing. And man, this is, first of all, if you're a Matt Kenseth fan, get this car, because this was one of his best celebrations ever, guys. I've never seen Matt Kenseth this happy ever since he won not only his 2003 championship in the Cup Series, but also, winning his 2 Daytona 500 champion wins. But this right here was just an exciting race. I mean, no one did really see this coming, and what better way to top off Matt Kenseth's second to last race with Joe Gibbs Racing to win the freaking race, guys. That is unbelievable, but really awesome race win, guys. I mean, Matt Kenseth definitely did a good job creating a great race win. That's for starting. I mean, this car really does look nice, so I recommend picking it up for any Kenseth fans. Next up, we got the Kurt Busch Monster Energy car, which, ironically, surprisingly, we have not seen this car win yet, because title sponsor. Notice that this car is on a base, but it's not on that. It's on that new plastic base that I talked about in the last episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. So really interesting. You guys are probably wondering, and I'm probably going to answer this probably for a million times now, but there are new subscribers who are watching this possibly. If you are, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon, guys, because this is what I've done for the last 8 seasons / 8 years. But yeah, the Monster Energy car, the reason why this car is on a base is because Monster Energy does not want to have this car be played with. They want this to be a collectible. So yeah, that's basically what I got to say about that. Yeah, I mean, Kurt Busch diecast, majority of the cars have been canceled this year, so this could be a rare car to find in the distant future. And last car to be talking about, probably another car I will be reviewing very soon for the 124s. It is Martin Truex Jr.'s number 78 Auto Owners Insurance Charlotte Race Win. What a beautiful car that we got. It's got confetti. It's got the, I'm surprised that this car actually got released way before the Chicagoland race win, which that is actually going to be really cool. So, first of all, it is the first playoff race that got released. It's not the first playoff race that Truex won in 2017, because that was Chicagoland, but really interesting. We even got an alternate paint scheme for auto owners. If you guys notice, there are little hearts around the paint scheme as well, so very unique, lots of great detail, and also that confetti, man, got to love that. I believe it also has mold out damage as well on the other side, so another great diecast to get, guys. We only got 2 more race versions for Truex, guys, to talk about after this one. So the Chicagoland winner and the Homestead winner, which I believe are getting released very soon for Plan B sales. So yeah, this car and many more I'm going to be reviewing very shortly. But that wraps up on the 124s, guys, and let's get on to some early diecast releases. And these are going to be very brief, because I believe we will be talking about these in detail on the next few episodes of the NASCAR Diecast News. But let's get on to some early diecast releases that we have saw that most people have just recently saw at the track. Only way you can get them at the moment. First one we got to talk about is, of course, the Austin Dillon 2018 Dow Daytona 500 raced version, guys. Of course, Race Day 2011 did found this car at Pocono, and he has a review on it. Go check it out because you guys want to get more details on that car. But you take a look right there. It's got all the confetti, and it's even got the correct fade as well, guys. So a lot of people might think this diecast is pointless, but with those points I made, maybe it might be a good diecast to get. But great job from Keystone Prod Spot. Wow, I'm getting dyslexic here real quick. We got at Keystone Pro Spot. Okay, that's basically what I gotta say. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but yeah, thank you to Keystone. I'm just gonna say that right there for that car, and let's get on to the next one, guys, which is going to be the Chase Elliott Baja Blast car. So and the rest of these diecasts were found from Lowe's for Pros PS4, also known as Thai NASCAR 48, Thai NASCAR Fan 48. So great job for finding these finds. But we got the Mountain Dew Baja Blast car, you know, just like the Mountain Dew paint scheme, but just with that Baja color look. Really cool. I think that diecast is going to go very nice with the Mountain Dew car, that's for certain. Love the metallic finish. They nailed it on this one. Next, we got the Ryan Blaney Pennzoil car, probably a car I will be getting very soon if I do go to the Watkins Glen race for this week. But you know, I got a lot of mixed feelings about this car, guys. Let's just say Danglo Yellow and regular Pennzoil Yellow don't really mix well together. And the last car to be talking about, we got the Kyle Larson DC Solar Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Another great looking Kyle Larson car, and I might say, maybe I might be the only person who may think of this, but this car probably is right up there with the Credit One Bank car. So really great diecast releases that we got on this episode, guys, including the early ones. But that is going to wrap up on all of that for now, folks. Alrighty, guys, it's now time to talk about some of the race win pre-orders that we got, and this one's gonna be another short segment, guys, because we still got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get right down to the truck series, guys. We do got some truck diecasts to show you for some race winners. First up, we got Justin Haley's number 24 FOC Gateway Truck Race win. So really interesting that we got a Justin Haley car. Then again, I'm not surprised because we've had a lot of GMS diecasts that have been, you know, out on the market lately, like the Kyle Larson Eldora win and the Ben Kennedy Bristol win from a few years back. So, and the Johnny Sauter Championship car, of course, and the Chase Elliott Martinsville win. So this will be another great collection for you guys. If you guys want to get this diecast, pre-order it, guys, because this probably won't get made if you guys don't pre-order it. Then we got to talk about Brett Moffitt and another one of his race wins that is hopefully going to be produced in the FR8auctions.com Toyota Tundra that he won at Chicagoland, guys. So third win for Brett Moffitt, and hopefully this will be the third diecast race win that we got produced, but you gotta pre-order this one, guys. Next one, probably one of my favorites, the good old Kentucky boy himself, Ben Rhodes, and his number 41 Carolina Nut Kentucky Truck Race win. Easily going to be a favorite, especially for the big-time Kentucky fans. Ben Rhodes winning at his home track, really freaking awesome. This is going to be another cool race win to get for you guys, but pre-order, guys. I know I keep saying that on every diecast, but these diecasts aren't guaranteed unless you pre-order. Then we got to talk about, we only got one, actually we do got one more Camper World Truck Series car, and you guys probably know what it is. It is the Eldora Race Win car, truck that we got from Chase Briscoe in the 27 Ford Built Ford, in the Built Ford Tough Ford F-150. So this car is going to look really nice, especially for any Briscoe fans who, you know, along with this Homestead win that we got from 2017, which will be released very soon. We already got prototype pictures on them. Check out the Diecast fans on Twitter. They have more emphasis on that. But yeah, really nice looking race ones that we got for the truck series, but pre-order them, guys. Then we got to talk about one Xfinity driver as well, probably the most hyped up Xfinity driver who possibly could have a cup ride next year with how things been going. We got to talk about Christopher Bell in that number 20 Ream car that he won at Kentucky, and he just won 3 races in a row in the Xfinity series. I mean, that's something we have not seen done in a long time. So Christopher Bell definitely really looked like he has a great future ahead, especially at JGR, kicking major butt right now, even beating some of the Cup guys as well. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski. I mean, this kid is on it right now. Better watch out, Suarez or possibly Denny Hamlin. might be that you might have your ride taken by this guy very shortly. And now let's talk about the last 3 race winners, which 2 of them are the big 3, and one of them is actually came off as a surprise. So the surprise is actually probably the most exciting finish that we got to talk about in this year of what has been, pretty atrocious season. We got to talk about Kyle Larson in the Credit One Bank Stars and Stripes car. Yes, he did not win this race, but however, though, they are making a race version of the Chicagoland of that car that he raced at Chicagoland. So that's really cool. Plus, it is offered in both scales. I know at Lionel, at the Lionel Racing website, it says only in the Elite version, but I do have the sales sheet. You can see right there, even Plan B sales confirm this. These will be produced in all scales, but you got to pre-order them, guys. So hopefully it will get pre-ordered. Next up, we got Kevin Harvick's number 4 Busch Beer New Hampshire Cup race win. I mean, not really much to talk about. It is a different car that he won in, so I guess that's pretty cool. Finally, it went for the Busch car, not the Busch Light or the Jimmy Johns. So, starting to get some variety with Kevin Harvick. And I guess we can finally close that deal that, Kevin Harvick can only win in a black and white Jimmy Johns car. Well, that's twice now he's won in a Busch car, so no more conspiracy theories on that. And the last car to be talking about for the pre-orders, we got to talk about Kyle Busch's number 18 M&M's Caramel Pocono Cup race win. Yet kind of reliving deja vu right now, guys, because he did one in this paint scheme exactly just like last year. So, oy vey. If only Daniel Schwartz got that first win, guys. But, yeah, these are all great diecasts, but you got to make sure you pre-order them at your local diecast dealers or at Plan B sales. And now it's time to go into the cancellations, guys. We got 6 new cars to be talking about, and let's see who's on the chopping block. So, first up, we got some Austin Dillon diecast to be talking about. For any fans of his Bass Pro Shops Cabela's Michigan Xfinity race win, you are out of luck because that car has been canceled in the 124 scale. It will not be produced in any other scale besides, it was only offered in the 124 ARC because they don't make elites for the Xfinity diecast. And we rarely see Xfinity race wins as well besides the Daytona wins. So, not too many people were excited about this car. I mean, it's basically the exact same paint scheme that him and Ryan Newman drove in the Cup Series. So I'm not honestly surprised by that. Plus, not really a favorite win as well, because I don't think anybody would buy that car, so not a big loss. Probably a big loss for, Austin Dillon fans. Speaking of that, guys, we also got to talk about his Dow Salutes Patriotic car. That has been canceled as well in all scales, however, so not looking good for Austin Dillon fans, guys. So, yeah, I mean, I see where they were going with this. You got it's basically the American flag on the car, which looks really cool. I do like the side of this car. The top definitely looks a little cluttered, but just, I don't know, man. I mean, the side of this car just looks nice. I don't know what they could have done with the top. I mean, they got to make the letters legible because they can't really put, the star stripes literally all over the car. That's why there's the white hood and the white deck lid. But, I don't know. Really odd that this car got canceled, especially for any, America fans out there. Clearly all of us. But next we got to talk about, Chase Elliott fans are probably going to be happy about this. We got Denny Hamlin's number 11 FedEx Cares car. This has been canceled in both 124 scales, guys. So it will be available in the 164 scale still at your diecast dealers. But for 124 collectors, you are out of luck for the FedEx Cares cars. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm not surprised. This paint scheme really... I don't know. I mean, I think this paint scheme does look okay. Probably not my favorites, but it is something different besides those dreadful FedEx cars that we get every single year with the exact same paint schemes. So at least we're getting 164 produced. For the 124s, out of luck on that one. Next up, we got our first John's throwback car canceled in the Xfinity Series, and it is Daniel Hemrick's number 21 South Point throwback. And you guys probably wonder what this is a throwback to, as it has been canceled in both scales. And I believe it is actually a Darlington throwback to Walker Evans, if you guys might know that name. So definitely gonna be disappointing, especially for any Hemrick fans or any Walker Evans fans. Canceled in both scales, so it's not going to be released anywhere else. So missed opportunity right there. But what more can you do, guys? At least we got the 124 produced for this year for the regular South Point car, but not the 164. Next, this one actually came off as a big surprise because I thought this was going to be a favorite We got Alex Bowman's number 88 Valvoline 164 ARC that has been canceled in that scale. So yeah, very unfortunate right there. I thought the Valvoline car was going to be made, like I just said, but I don't know. We thought that this car was going to run at the Darlington race, but there was some confusion on that. But I don't know. I guess not too many people. I really don't know why people didn't decide to not buy this car. Well, not buy this car, pre-order this car. But yeah, pretty unfortunate. Some people might think that this car is a little too basic, but I don't know. I really do like the Valvoline car, especially, you know, go back way in the days where, you know, you had the 10 Valvoline car. That would be a cool throwback. I mean, hell, that would be way better than the actual paint scheme that they're running. So, however, though, the 164 collectors are going to be out of luck for this one, unfortunately. And the last car to be talking about is we got Casey Kane's 2018 number 95 Fire Department of New York car. This has been another contender that has been canceled in every single scale. 124 Elite, 124 ARC, and 164. So there you guys go right there. Just like the Michael McDowell car from last year, it's got canceled for a second year in a row, guys, in all scales. Very unfortunate. Probably a very underrated paint scheme, in my opinion, especially if you guys are a big fan of the FDNY Foundation. But yeah, I believe he usually drives this car at Pocono, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that wraps up all the pre-orders and the cancellations, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed those parts, and let's get on to the good stuff, shall we? Alright guys, now time for one of the moments that you guys have been waiting for. It is some NASCAR Authentics news. However, though, I probably won't get too excited like I usually do on this newly released wave that we got from Lionel Racing, because you guys probably already know about the status about Wave 6 and Wave 7 from my last few videos, since they were previously leaked. But it's official, guys. Wave 6 is now finally announced after like 3 or 4 weeks after the leaks. Yes, Lionel has really caught on that everything's been leaked, so hopefully that will give them the time to not put the leaks on the Lionel Racing Garage, because this raid kind of got spoiled for everybody. However, though, if you guys couldn't have, you know, clearly have not seen what has happened, but good for you guys. But you guys probably know what's in this wave, so let's go ahead and start this off. So here's Wave 6, guys. So probably the only thing that's kind of surprising is yet we got another NHRA car, which, like I said, I don't mind, but it still is getting a little annoying that this is included with the NASCAR Authentics wave. It really is. I mean, call me crazy. Some people are like, oh, I do like the funny cars, but seeing that they mostly every single wave that we've had, the last recent waves, we've had at least one NHRA car. At this rate, we would at least have a whole freaking wave on NHRA diecast, which I'm not surprised, but just it's NASCAR Authentics, so I'm not really going to talk too much about the John Force Pete car, because this is a NASCAR related video. But pretty cool looking car regardless. So let's start down the list right here, guys. We got the Elliott Sandler One Main Financial car. So another cool Junior Motorsports car that we're getting. So that's going to go great along with the Just Now Geyer Brandt car and the Degree car that we are getting from last year. Along with, well, what were some other Junior Motorsports car? We had the Chase Elliott Daytona win from 2016. And we are possibly getting the Hellman's car twice for Wave 7. So lots of great Junior Motorsports diecast. I mean, then again, not surprised, because we're either gonna have a Chase Elliott car or a Junior Motorsports diecast in every other single wave. But really cool that we finally got an Elliott Sandler car, first time from NASCAR Authentics. So really nice. You like that a lot, especially this is going to be the final time for One Main Financial sponsoring him. So great job for them. And we got, you know, the basic magnet that we've got from the first 2 waves, so nothing too crazy right there. Next up, we got the Chase Elliott, we got the well, yeah, actually I'm going in numerical order. We got the Kevin Harvick Jimmy John's Ford Fusion. So this one was gonna be no surprise. I think they had this car, you know, right out of the park, especially since he's won in this paint scheme, you know, several times now. So yeah, I would recommend this car. It is, you know, very different. It's like almost like an inverted paint scheme, but something a lot more refreshing and different. And the little plastic hood that we get as well looks really nice. So I gotta admit, looking really cool. Sorry, I'm sounding very vague, but I kind of already talked about these cars a little bit, but I'm just kind of giving a little closer look, and I'm kind of talking about, you know, the little accessories that come to this, because those are surprises, but the diecast themselves aren't really because of the leaks. Next up, we got Chase Elliott's number 9 Sun Energy 1 car. Of course, probably would have saw this car coming. I'm expecting the Hooters car will be out in Wave 8. because we're not getting one for Wave 7 as far as I know. But there could be some surprises. Who knows, guys? But yeah. Well, Synergy 1 card, pretty ironic that they actually finally released this card because they did change the paint scheme up coming up to this race, guys. Which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not liking the blue Synergy 1 car, so I'm glad that we can still kind of commemorate this car right here, what the Synergy 1 car is supposed to look like. Well, not supposed, but what I prefer is my favorite. I'm sure you guys will as well. So, and you know, we get the rectangular magnet that comes with this, so really nice looking car that we got. So probably gonna get that just for a side-by-side comparison compared to last year's. Let's see right here, we got the green zebra car makes a return yet again, guys. We had this car from Wave 11 and it's making another return, ironically. So, and it's the exact same magnet that we got from the last wave as well. Besides, actually no, it actually is a hood magnet, so that's actually different, but still pretty similar to what we've got from Wave 11, guys. So not really a big surprise. Would miss out on this car because it is another re-release, even though it's 2018. Probably has the Ream logo if I had to guess, but that's the only difference. So unless you really want that Ream logo, this diecast I wouldn't recommend. The Daniel Suarez P car, guys, we got this car released, so great. We got some more Daniel Suarez diecast. I mean, I really like that, guys. And first time we got a P car released for NASCAR Authentics since Spin Master had with the Clint Boyer P cars, so really nice. It's unfortunate we didn't get Matt Kenseth's car from last year, but this definitely makes up for it. You guys know I love this paint scheme, really nice. The metallic blue looks awesome. I'm looking forward to review this car when it gets released very soon. We got the only exclusive in this wave is the Kurt Busch Haas automation car, and you guys probably wondering, Brian, that car's not exclusive, what are you talking about? Well, technically it is, because this car was canceled in the Gold Series for the 164 scale. So yes, it is exclusive. However, though, it is the exact same car that we got from Wave 1 of last year. Well, Wave 1 or 2, one of those two waves, because those two waves were neck and neck. So yeah, I mean, unless you really missed out on this car and you want to get the updated version of this car because it has the 10th anniversary logo for Storehouse Racing, then I guess. Plus, it is exclusive as well, so probably. But this might be the only exclusive car ever that I've talked about that I probably won't recommend getting because I don't really see much of a difference as it is. But you guys might get it regardless or not, but I'm probably going to pass on that. The Kyle Larson diecast, guys. Here we go. We finally got a Kyle Larson diecast. It's not a Target car for once because, you know, Target are Target is they're a bunch of hypocrites for leaving Kyle Larson and racing in general. Yeah, hopefully that soccer sponsorship money really is coming in handy. Brian Cornell. Oh, brother. Well, I'm not going to turn this into a NASCAR Racing 2015 video. Check out his channel. He is a really cool diecast YouTuber that deserves a lot of recognition as well. But, yeah, the Kyle Larson Credit One bank card, guys. You know, this diecast, I like it a lot, guys. Probably going to be another favorite for Wave 6 because it is the first Kyle Larson card that we get released for 2018. So, recommend picking it up. And the last card to be talking about for Wave 6, we got the Casey Kane Procore Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. So, this is the first we got a first for Levine Racing entering in NASCAR Authentics. So, then again, I'm not surprised because we've had Tommy Baldwin Racing, BK Racing, Go Fast Racing, so many other small teams that have made into NASCAR Authentics, which is really cool. Even some guys like Ty Majeski, man. I mean, it's really cool. I'm really loving the variety that we got, guys. If you guys had to say which year NASCAR Authentics has the best variety, 2018 is the way to go, man. I'm really impressed that they give us like this. They mostly give us, all the, the usual drivers that you'll see in the NASCAR Authentics wave, and then they give us this, guys, Casey Kane. I mean, really awesome. I mean, Casey Kane's still a pretty notable name, but not very notable with the team he's in, which he just signed a contract till 2020. But yeah, really nice looking car. This might be a hard one to find because people are going to think this car's going to be kind of hard, which they usually are. But overall, guys, Wave 6 does look really nice. I mean, is it way better than Wave 4 or Wave 3? I mean, I don't know, guys. Or Wave 5. I think the last three waves have been really good, and this one is pretty solid. I mean, besides both Busch cars, I recommend getting all of them and maybe get that force car as well, even though I didn't really talk about that much. But that wraps up on the NASCAR Authentics Wave 6 review. And now let's get on to probably the last topic we talk about, which I really hope it does come true. This is just speculation, and I want to give credit to the Diecast fans as well for, kind of answering this question, because they are the ones who did this, or actually the owner of the Diecast fans. He went on to do the Line R Racing forum, which is, I prefer, the best way to get any information out of Line R Racing. You got myself, and then you got, Little Wranglers, Diecast Talk, and then, Plan B Cells, but Line R Racing's racing forum is the way to go to get all your latest information, because it's Line R themselves. But anyway, my point is stating that, yes, that there could be possibility we will be getting possibly 164 truck diecast because of this reply that we got from somebody on Twitter, actually. And they commented, oh, I wanted a Brett Moffitt 164, and then the actual team for Brett Moffitt, Harriet or Harrods Racing, whatever it's called, whatever it's pronounced, they said, well, we'll have plans for it possibly for next year in 2019. And this just got everybody just sparked up and just ready for excitement. And then you got the Diecast fans who decided to speculate on this more, which I do give them credit. This is really cool. I probably wouldn't have the balls to ask Lionel about this, because I thought it was going to be a long shot, because we've asked them countless times if we're going to get 164 trucks, and Diecast fans did, and the response that they got back was, pretty promising. They said that possibly, just like the tweet they said we will probably have to see sometime in the future. They didn't say exactly 2019, but by just going with all this evidence that we had, I got a feeling probably not by this year, maybe late this year, or possibly as early as next year, we could possibly see 164 truck diecast, guys. And what do you guys think about that? I mean, that is cool, because if that ends up happening, then we can have all three series in the in not only NASCAR Authentics, but in the Gold Series as well. I mean, think about it, guys. That will sell really well, because we've not had 164 trucks produced for quite a while. I think the last one I remember was the Ryan Blaney Cooper Standard diecast from 2013. There was two variants of them, and those are promos, and those are on the outdated molds, so that'd be cool. And plus, if we get them back in NASCAR Authentics, that would bring back some memory, especially for any fans who were fans of the Craftsman Truck Series with Racing Champions. They made a lot of diecasts back then, and they had those at the retailers, so that would bring back some great memories, and it'll just make me like Line R Racing and NASCAR Authentics a whole lot more. But tell me what you guys think about that. I think this is a great step in the right direction if it comes out true. Let's just hope Lionel's not trolling us like they did with Wave 6. But hope you guys enjoyed this, another lengthy episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. I'm sorry these episodes are really long, but there's just a lot of cool stuff to talk about, guys. And I really don't want to, shorten my videos and, just separate them, each and every one. So, speaking of that, guys, we are down to 2 more episodes of the NASCAR Diecast News 200th live stream episode, and more details will be on that very soon. Follow my social media for any more updates. And yeah, guys, I will catch you guys on the next episode of the NASCAR Diecast News.